Anna stood by her bedroom window. Rain tapped against the glass. Her hands shook as she touched the cold stone wall. "Plain Anna," her mother had said that morning. "What man would ever want you?" The words cut deep. They always did. Anna looked down at her left leg. It dragged just a little when she walked. A small limp from birth. Her family called it her curse. "Shame on our name," her mother would whisper. "How will we ever marry you off?" Her two sisters were different, pretty faces, perfect steps. They laughed when Anna tried to dance. They mocked her stumbling gait. "Watch how Anna walks," they would giggle, "like a broken bird." That evening, her father called her downstairs. The whole family sat waiting, cold faces, hard eyes. "Sit down, Anna." His voice was firm. She sat. Her heart pounded. "We have news," he said. "You are to be married." Anna's breath caught. Married? To whom? Her mother smiled, but it was not kind. Count Marek, they call him the Ice Heart. Anna had heard the stories. A man who never smiled, never showed warmth. People feared his cold stare. "He agreed to take you," her father continued. "Despite your flaw." The word hit like a slap. "Please, no," Anna whispered. "I can stay here. I can help with—" "Help?" Her sister laughed. "What help could you give?" Her mother stood up. "This is your only chance, Anna. No other man would have you." Anna felt tears sting her eyes. "But I don't want to marry a stranger." "Want?" Her father's voice grew angry. "This is not about what you want. This is about duty, about finally being useful." That night, Anna packed her few things. Her hands trembled as she folded her simple dresses. Everything felt hopeless. She looked in her small mirror, plain brown hair, ordinary face, and that leg that would never work right. "Maybe they are right," she whispered to herself. "Maybe I am worthless." But deep inside, something stirred, a tiny voice that said, "You are more than they see." She didn't listen to it yet. The pain was too fresh, the fear too strong. Tomorrow she would leave for Count Marek's castle. Tomorrow her life would change forever. She fell asleep to the sound of rain, and in her dreams she saw cold stone walls waiting for her. Count Marek stood in his library. Tall windows showed the dark sky outside. His castle felt empty. It always did. He held a letter from Anna's father. The marriage contract was signed. In 3 days she would arrive. "A marriage of convenience," he said aloud to the empty room. People called him the Ice Heart. They said he felt nothing. No warmth, no love, no joy. They were wrong. He felt everything, too much sometimes. That's why he built walls around his heart. 5 years ago he had lost everyone. His parents died in a fire. His younger sister caught fever the same winter. All gone in one terrible year. The pain nearly broke him, so he chose to feel nothing instead. Safer that way, easier. He agreed to marry Anna for practical reasons. Her father offered land he needed. She needed a home, simple business. But late at night, when the castle grew quiet, he wondered about her. What was she like? Did she laugh? Did she sing? He shook his head. "Stop this foolishness," he told himself. His servant James knocked on the door. "Come in," Marek said. "Sir, the guest rooms are ready. Fresh flowers, clean linens." James was old and kind. He had served Marek's family for 30 years. He was the only one who remembered when Marek used to smile. "Good," Marek replied. "And James?" "Yes, sir?" "Be gentle with her. She comes from a difficult family." James nodded. He had heard the rumors. Anna was not wanted by her own kin, cast aside like broken goods. Marek walked to his window. Storm clouds gathered outside, like the storm in his chest. He had built a life of order, routine, no surprises, no pain. But something told him Anna would change everything. He wasn't sure if that frightened him or gave him hope. 3 days, he whispered, then nothing will be the same. He was right about that. The rain fell harder as Anna's cart reached the castle. Stone walls rose high into the grey sky. Dark windows stared down like empty eyes. She pulled her thin coat tighter. Everything looked cold here, unwelcoming. The cart stopped. Her heart hammered in her chest. "This is it, miss," said the driver. "End of the line." Anna stepped down carefully. Her left leg almost slipped on the wet stones. She caught herself just in time. Rain soaked through her dress within seconds. She stood there, small and shivering, looking up at her new home. Then the great doors opened. Count Marek stepped out. Anna's breath caught. He was tall, much taller than she expected. Dark hair, strong jaw, and those eyes, grey like storm clouds. She waited for him to look at her with disgust, to see her limp and frown, to regret his choice already. But he didn't. Instead, he walked down the steps toward her. His movements were smooth, controlled. He stopped in front of her, and he bowed. A real bow, like she was a lady worthy of respect. Anna blinked in shock. No man had ever bowed to her before. "Lady Anna," he said. His voice was deep but gentle. "Welcome to your new home." He held out his hand to her. She stared at it for a moment. Strong fingers, no rings, clean and warm looking. Slowly, she placed her cold, wet hand in his. He didn't pull away from her chill, didn't seem to notice her fingers shaking. He simply held her hand with care. "You must be cold," he said, "and tired from your journey." His thumb brushed gently across her knuckles, just once, like he was trying to warm her. "Yes," she whispered. It was all she could manage. He led her up the steps. She tried not to let her limp show too much, but on the slippery stones, she stumbled. His arm was there instantly, steady and strong, supporting her without making her feel weak. "Careful," he said softly. "These old stones are treacherous in the rain." He didn't say it was her fault, didn't mention her bad leg, just helped her up the steps, like any gentleman would. Anna looked up at his face as they reached the doors. She expected to see pity there, or annoyance. Instead, she saw something else, something that made her heart skip. "Kindness. James will show you to your rooms," Marek said as they entered the great hall. "Rest, warm yourself by the fire. We can talk more when you're ready." He started to leave, then paused. "Anna?" She turned. "Yes? I'm glad you're here." 4 simple words, but they melted something inside her that had been frozen for years. Maybe the ice heart wasn't so cold after all. Anna woke to sunlight streaming through tall windows. For a moment she forgot where she was. Then she remembered. The castle, her new home, her husband. She dressed quickly in a simple blue dress. As she brushed her hair, she heard voices outside her door. "The Count asks if you would join him for breakfast," came a gentle voice. Anna opened the door to find James smiling at her. His face was kind, wrinkled from years of smiling. "He wants to eat with me," she asked. "Every morning, if you like." No one in her old home had ever wanted her company at meals. The dining hall was smaller than she expected, warmer. Marek sat at one end of a wooden table. He stood when she entered. "Good morning, Anna. Did you sleep well?" She nodded, sliding into the chair he pulled out for her. "Yes, thank you." Breakfast was simple: fresh bread, honey, eggs from the castle, chickens, and something Anna had never experienced before: peaceful conversation. "Tell me about yourself," Marek said as he poured her tea. "What do you enjoy?" Anna nearly choked on her bread. "Enjoy?" "Yes. What makes you happy?" No one had ever asked her that, ever. "I like to cook," she said slowly, "and I know a little about herbs, for healing." His eyes lit up with interest. Healing? That's a valuable skill. My family said it was useless. Your family was wrong. The words hit her like a warm blanket on a cold day. After breakfast, Marek showed her around the castle, the kitchens, the gardens, the small village nearby. Feel free to go anywhere, he said. This is your home now too. Days began to form a gentle rhythm. Mornings, they would eat together. Marek would ask about her plans for the day. He listened when she spoke, really listened. Anna spent time with the kitchen maids. She learned their names: Mary, who made the best bread; Susan, who knew every gossip in the village; old Kate, who taught Anna new recipes. You have gentle hands, Kate said one day, as Anna kneaded dough, and a good heart. The food tastes better when it's made with love. Anna felt warmth spread through her chest. Love, such a strange word for her. In the afternoons, she would walk through the village. People were shy at first, but slowly they began to smile and wave. A little girl named Emma fell and scraped her knee. Anna cleaned the wound and wrapped it with healing herbs. "Thank you, my lady," Emma's mother said. "You're very kind." Kind, another word Anna wasn't used to hearing about herself. Evenings were the best part. Marek would find her in the library or by the fire. They would talk about books, about the day, about nothing and everything. He never asked about her family, never mentioned her limp, never made her feel small or broken. Instead, he would tell her about the castle's history, about the people in the village, about his hopes to make improvements. "I want to build a proper school," he said one evening. "Children deserve to learn to read and write." "That's wonderful," Anna said, and she meant it. She was beginning to see the man behind the cold mask. He wasn't ice at all. He was just careful, guarded, like she was. But here, in the quiet warmth of the firelight, his walls were coming down. And so were hers. 3 weeks into her new life, Anna discovered something amazing. She was good at things. It started with the herbs. Old Kate had mentioned a sick child in the village. Little Thomas had a fever that wouldn't break. "The doctor is 2 days' ride away," Kate said sadly. "His mother is so worried." Anna felt something stir inside her. May I try to help?" She gathered fever yew and willow bark from the castle gardens, mixed them into a tea like her grandmother had taught her years ago. She walked the village alone. Her limp felt less noticeable on the dirt paths, less shameful. Thomas's mother, Sarah, opened the door with tired eyes. "My lady, is everything all right?" "I brought something for Thomas," Anna said shyly. "If you'd like me to try." Sarah's face crumpled with relief. "Oh, please. Yes, please." Anna spent the afternoon with the sick boy. She cooled his fever with damp cloths, fed him small sips of herbal tea, told him stories to help him sleep. By evening, his fever had broken. "You saved him," Sarah whispered through her tears. "How can I ever thank you?" Anna walked home in a daze. She had helped someone, really helped. When she told Marek at dinner, his face lit up with pride. "You have a gift, Anna. A real gift." The next week brought more chances to help. Mrs. Ellis cut her hand badly while chopping vegetables. Anna cleaned the wound and stitched it closed with tiny, careful stitches. Young Peter twisted his ankle badly. Anna made a poultice that eased the swelling. Baby Grace wouldn't stop crying with colic. Anna brewed a gentle tea that finally brought her peace. Word spread quickly through the village. The new countess had healing hands, a kind heart. She would come when called, day or night. "She's nothing like what we expected," Anna heard one woman whisper to another at the market. "Expected?" Anna asked. The woman blushed. "Forgive me, my lady. We heard you were plain. Damaged goods," they said. Anna felt the old shame try to rise up, but then she looked at her hands, hands that had healed children, helped mothers, eased pain. I am what I am, Anna said quietly, but I hope I'm useful. The woman smiled. More than useful, my lady, you're a blessing. That evening, Marek found Anna in the garden. She was gathering more herbs by moonlight. The whole village is talking about you, he said. Anna's heart sank. Are they complaining? Complaining. He laughed, a real laugh, the first she'd heard from him. Anna, they love you. They're calling you their angel of mercy. He stepped closer. In the moonlight, his face looked younger, softer. I'm proud of you, he said simply. No one had ever said those words to her before. Anna felt tears sting her eyes, but they were good tears, happy tears. Thank you, she whispered, for letting me be useful. You were always useful, Anna. Your family just couldn't see it. He reached out and tucked a strand of hair behind her ear. His touch was gentle, warm. I see it, he said softly. I see you. In the garden, surrounded by healing herbs and moonlight, Anna felt something she had never felt before. She felt valuable. She felt beautiful. Not because of her face or her body, but because of her heart, her hands, her gift for helping others. For the first time in her life, she stood up straight without thinking about it. She was becoming the woman she was always meant to be. 1 month after Anna's arrival, everything changed on a stormy night. Thunder crashed outside the castle walls. Rain hammered against the windows like angry fists. Anna couldn't sleep. She walked down to the library, hoping to find a book to calm her mind. But she wasn't alone. Marek sat by the dying fire, staring into the flames. He looked broken, lost. Marek, she said softly, are you all right? He looked up. His eyes were red. Had he been crying? Anna, I didn't hear you come in. She moved closer, her bare feet silent on the stone floor. Couldn't sleep. The storm. He nodded. It reminds me of the night they died. Anna sat in the chair beside him, close enough to offer comfort, far enough to give him space. Your family? 5 years ago, almost to the day. His voice was rough with old pain. The fire started in the east wing. Lightning strike. Papa went back for the family papers. Mama went back for him. I tried to follow, but the roof came down. Anna's heart broke for him. Oh, Marek. My sister Elizabeth was only 16, so full of life, she could make anyone laugh, even me. He smiled sadly at the memory. She was visiting friends that night, came home to find nothing. The fever took her 3 weeks later. Grief, the doctor said. She died of grief. Tears ran down Anna's cheeks. I'm so sorry. Everyone said I was strong, that I handled it well, but the truth is, he looked at her with raw honesty. The truth is, I stopped feeling anything. It was the only way to survive. Until now, Anna asked gently. He turned to face her fully. Until now. The fire crackled between them. Outside, thunder rolled across the sky. Your turn, he said softly. My turn? Tell me about your pain. The real story. Not just the cruel words. The deep hurt. Anna had never told anyone the whole truth, but here, in the firelight, with this man who had shared his deepest wound. I wasn't always like this, she began. My leg, I mean. I was 3 when I fell, from the apple tree in our garden. I was trying to pick flowers for my mother. Marek leaned forward, listening. The break healed wrong. The doctor said it might improve with time, but it never did. And my mother? Anna's voice caught. She blamed herself at first. Then she blamed me, said I was clumsy, careless, that I had ruined myself on purpose. That's not true. I know that now, but for years I believed it. I believed I was broken, worthless, a burden. She wiped her eyes. My sisters learned to be ashamed of me. My father saw me as a problem to solve. No one ever saw anything good in me. I see good in you, Marek said firmly. Every day I see it. Their eyes met across the small space between their chairs. When did you last feel truly happy? He asked. Anna thought about it. Yesterday, when little Emma hugged my legs and called me her favorite person in the world. And when did you last feel beautiful? Anna blushed. I don't think I ever have. Marek stood up slowly. He moved to kneel in front of her chair. His hands covered hers. Anna, he said, his voice deep and sincere, you are the most beautiful woman I have ever known. But my face? My leg? No, he shook his head. Beautiful because you make bread for lonely widows. Beautiful because you sit up all night with sick children. Beautiful because you see the good in everyone, even when they can't see it themselves. He lifted one hand to cup her cheek. Beautiful because when you smile, really smile, the whole room lights up. Anna felt her heart racing. Marek, I didn't marry you for convenience, Anna. I married you because something in your father's letter told me you needed saving. And maybe I needed saving too. The storm outside was nothing compared to the storm in Anna's chest. Are you saying? I'm saying I care about you, deeply, more than I ever planned to. He smiled, and it transformed his whole face. I'm saying the ice heart isn't so icy anymore. Anna reached up to touch his face. His skin was warm, real. This moment was real. I care about you too, she whispered, so much it frightens me. He leaned closer. Don't be frightened. What if I'm not good enough? What if? He silenced her with a kiss. Soft, gentle, full of promise. When they broke apart, Anna was crying again, but these were tears of joy. You are more than good enough, he whispered against her forehead. You are everything I never knew I needed. Outside, the storm was passing. The thunder grew distant. But inside, by the dying fire, two broken hearts were finally becoming whole. 2 months of happiness, 2 months of growing love, 2 months of Anna believing she had finally found her place in the world. Then her family came to visit. Surprise, her mother announced as she swept into the castle's great hall. We simply had to see how our dear Anna is managing. Anna's heart sank. Behind her mother came her father, her 2 sisters, and worst of all, her cousin Marcus, the one who had always been cruelest to her. Marek was away on business. She was alone to face them. Well, said her sister Grace, looking around the hall with greedy eyes. Quite the improvement from our little cottage, isn't it, Claire? Claire nodded. Though I'm surprised the Count can stand to look at her every day. The old words cut deep. Anna felt herself shrinking back into the scared girl she used to be. Now, girls, their mother said with false sweetness. Anna has done very well for herself, haven't you, dear? The way she said dear made Anna's skin crawl. They stayed for dinner. Every bite was torture. Tell us, Anna, Marcus said with a cruel smile, how did you manage to trap such a wealthy man? We're all quite curious. I didn't trap anyone. Oh, come now. A plain, crippled girl like you? He must have been quite desperate. Anna's hands shook under the table. He's not desperate. He's kind. Kind. Grace laughed. Men aren't kind without getting something in return. What does he get from you? Anna couldn't answer. The old doubts came flooding back. After dinner, her mother cornered her in the library. I know what you're thinking, she said, that you've won some great prize, that you're important now. I am important, Anna said quietly. I help people. Help people. Her mother's laugh was cold. Anna, you're a convenience to him. Nothing more. A business arrangement. Don't fool yourself into thinking it's love. It is love. Then where is he tonight? If he loves you so much, why isn't he here defending you? Anna had no answer for that. The next morning brought worse news. Marcus had been talking to people in the village, asking questions, stirring up trouble. Interesting things I've learned, he said over breakfast. Your husband made this marriage for land rights. Did you know that? Your father offered him the river valley in exchange for taking you off our hands. Anna's world tilted. That's not true. Oh, but it is. I have the papers right here. He pulled out a document. Anna's father's handwriting, Marek's signature at the bottom. Marriage contract, Marcus read aloud. In exchange for the hand of Anna in marriage, the River Valley property shall transfer to Count Marek upon completion of said marriage. The words hit Anna like physical blows. You see, her mother said gently, like she was being kind, you were payment, dear, nothing more. Anna ran from the room. Her leg gave out on the stairs, and she fell hard. Pain shot through her knee, but it was nothing compared to the pain in her heart. Had it all been lies? The kindness, the caring, the kiss by the fire, was she really just a business deal? She locked herself in her room and cried until she had no tears left. When Marek returned that evening, he found her family still there, still poisoning the air with their cruel words. "Ah, Count Marek," her mother said sweetly, "we were just telling Anna how fortunate she is. Such a practical arrangement you've made." Marek's eyes found Anna across the room. She was pale, shaking. She wouldn't meet his gaze. "Anna, what's wrong?" "She knows," Marcus said with satisfaction, "about the land deal, about why you really married her." Marek went very still, his face turned to stone. "I see. Nothing to be ashamed of," Anna's father said with a hearty laugh. "Good business is good business, and you got the land you needed." "Yes," Marek said quietly, "I did." Anna's heart shattered completely. It was true, all of it. She had been sold, traded, used. The ice heart wasn't melted after all. It had just been practical. That night, as her family finally left, Anna stayed in her room. She couldn't bear to face Marek, couldn't bear to see the truth in his eyes. She had been a fool to believe in love. She had been a fool to believe someone could want her for herself. She was back where she started, unwanted, worthless, broken. But this time, the pain was so much worse. Because for a little while, she had believed in magic. And magic, as always, turned out to be a lie. 3 days passed. 3 days of silence between Anna and Marek. 3 days of Anna hiding in her room, too hurt to face the world. On the 4th day, little Emma came to the castle. "Please, my lady," she begged through Anna's door. "Mama is sick, really sick. She won't stop coughing up blood. Please help her." Anna's heart broke. Sarah had become like a friend to her, a real friend. Despite her own pain, Anna couldn't ignore someone who needed help. She gathered her herbs and followed Emma to the village. Sarah lay pale and fevered in her small bed. Her breathing was shallow. Her lips had a blue tint. "Oh, Sarah," Anna whispered. She worked for hours, cooling the fever, making teas for the cough, sitting beside the bed, holding Sarah's hand. By evening, the fever broke. Sarah's breathing eased. "Thank you," Sarah whispered. "You saved me." Anna walked home in the darkness. Her leg ached from the long day. Her heart still felt broken. But she had saved someone's life today. That had to count for something. The next morning brought more visitors. 3 women from the village stood in the great hall. "My lady," said Mrs. Ellis, "we heard what your family said about you being payment, about the land deal." Anna's cheeks burned with shame. "Yes, it's true." "We don't care," said another woman firmly. Anna looked up in surprise. "We don't care why you came here," Mrs. Ellis continued. "We care about what you've done since you arrived. You've healed our children, comforted our sick, fed our hungry. That's what matters." The third woman stepped forward. "You're not payment, my lady. You're a blessing, and we won't let anyone say different." Anna felt tears sting her eyes. "But the Count, he only married me for land." "Did he?" Mrs. Ellis asked. "Then why does he watch you with such gentle eyes? Why does he smile when you're not looking? Why did he ask us yesterday if there was anything you needed to be happy? Anna's heart skipped. He asked that. Men don't ask those questions about business deals, Mrs. Ellis said kindly. They ask them about women they love. That afternoon, Anna made a decision. She found Marek in his study. He looked up when she entered. His face was guarded, careful. "Anna, we need to talk." She sat down across from his desk, her hands folded in her lap. "Is it true," she asked simply, "about the land?" He was quiet for a long moment. Then yes. The word hurt, but Anna had expected it. "Did you marry me for the land?" Another pause. "That's how it started." "Yes." Anna nodded. She had needed to hear the truth, even if it hurt. "But Anna..." "No," she said, holding up her hand. "Let me speak first." She took a deep breath, gathered her courage. "My family told me I was worthless my whole life. They said no one could ever love me, that I was damaged goods, broken." Marek started to protest, but she continued. "For a while, I believed them again. When I learned about the land deal, I thought they were right. I thought I was just a thing to be traded." "Anna, you're not..." "I'm not finished." Her voice grew stronger. "Because then I remembered something important." She stood up, walked to the window, looked out at the village where people loved her. "I remembered that Sarah called me her savior yesterday. That little Emma lights up when she sees me. That Mrs. Ellis says I'm a blessing." She turned back to face him. "I remembered that I have value, Marek. Real value, not because of land deals or marriage contracts, but because of who I am, what I do, how I help people." Marek was staring at her, his eyes wide. "So here's what I want to know," Anna continued, her voice clear and strong. "Do you see my value? Do you see who I really am?" "Anna, because I won't be with someone who sees me as a business deal. I won't be with someone who pities me or tolerates me." She lifted her chin. "I know my worth now, and I deserve someone who knows it too." Marek stood up slowly. He walked around the desk to stand in front of her. "You want the truth?" he asked. "Yes." "The whole truth?" "Yes." He took her hands in his, looked directly into her eyes. "I married you for the land. That's true. But Anna, I fell in love with you for 100 other reasons." Her breath caught. "I love the way you hum while you cook. I love how you stop to pet every stray cat in the village. I love that you cry when you read sad stories. I love your laugh, your kindness, your strength." His thumbs brushed across her knuckles. "I love that you see good in everyone, including me. I love that you make me want to be a better man. I love that when you walk into a room, everything feels brighter." Anna felt her walls crumbling. "Most of all," he said softly, "I love that you just stood here and demanded to be valued. The woman I married 2 months ago could never have done that. But the woman you've become, she's magnificent." "Marek, I love you, Anna. Not because of any deal or contract. I love you because you're you. Limp and all, plain face and all, stubborn heart and all." He smiled. "Though for the record, you're not plain, you're beautiful. And your limp just means I get to walk slower with you, more time to hold your hand." Anna was crying now, but they were good tears. "I love you too," she whispered, "even if you did start this for practical reasons." "Practical reasons brought us together," he said, pulling her close. "But love is what will keep us together." He kissed her then, soft and sweet and full of promise. When they broke apart, Anna realized something wonderful. She was standing up straight, chin high, no shame, no fear. She had found her strength, her value, her voice, and she would never let anyone take them away again. 6 months later, Anna barely recognized the woman she used to be. She stood in the castle's great hall, preparing for the harvest festival. Tables groaned under the weight of food she had helped prepare. Flowers she had grown decorated every corner. The hall buzzed with laughter and conversation. Families from the village mixed with guests from neighboring estates. Children ran between the tables, shrieking with joy. Anna wore a new dress, deep blue silk, that brought out her eyes. Her hair was braided with ribbons. She had never felt more beautiful. "My lady," little Emma ran up and hugged Anna's legs. "Look what I made for you. A crown of wild flowers, crooked and sweet." "It's perfect," Anna said, bending down so Emma could place it on her head. "Thank you." Marek appeared at her side, handsome in his formal clothes, but Anna loved him best when he smiled, like he was doing now. "The Countess of Flowers," he said, adjusting her crown gently. "It suits you." The evening was magical. Anna moved through the crowd, greeting friends, because that's what they were now. Friends, people who valued her, respected her. Mrs. Ellis showed off her newest grandchild. "Born healthy because of the herbs you taught my daughter to take," she said proudly. Young Peter, fully healed from his twisted ankle, performed juggling tricks for the children. Sarah, glowing with health, pressed a loaf of fresh bread into Anna's hands. "Made with love," she whispered, "like you taught me." As the evening wound down, Anna stepped outside for air. The garden was quiet, peaceful. Moonlight silvered the herb beds she had planted. She heard footsteps behind her. "Hiding from your own party?" Marek asked, wrapping his arms around her from behind. "Just thinking," she said, leaning back against his chest. "About what?" "About how different everything is, how different I am." "Are you happy with the changes?" Anna thought about it, really thought about it. 6 months ago, she had been afraid of her own shadow, ashamed of her body, convinced she was worthless. Now she ran a household, healed the sick, had friends who loved her, a husband who cherished her. "Yes," she said simply, "I'm happy." "Good, because I have news." She turned in his arms. "What kind of news?" "The kind that might make you even happier." His eyes twinkled. "Lord Brandon from the Eastern Counties has written. His daughter fell from her horse and broke her leg badly. The doctors say it might not heal right. She's having a hard time with it, feeling worthless, broken." Anna's heart clenched. She knew that feeling so well. "He's heard about your healing skills, but more than that, he's heard about your story, how you overcame your own challenges. He wants to know if you would visit, if you could help his daughter see that she has value beyond her injury." Anna felt tears prick her eyes. "He wants me to help her. He wants you to show her what you've shown everyone here, that strength comes from the heart, that beauty comes from kindness, that worth comes from what you do, not how you look." Anna wiped her eyes. "When do we leave?" "We? You don't think I'm going alone, do you?" Marek smiled. "I was hoping you'd say that." They stood in comfortable silence for a moment. Then Anna spoke again. "Marek, do you ever regret it? The land deal that brought us together?" "Regret it?" He laughed. "Anna, that land deal was the best business decision I ever made, not because of the property, because it brought me you." He cupped her face in his hands. "I got so much more than land, my love. I got a partner, a healer, a woman who makes me laugh, and makes me proud, and makes every day brighter." He kissed her forehead gently. "I got the other half of my heart." Anna smiled up at him. The scared, broken girl was gone. In her place stood a confident woman, a healer, a countess, a wife, a person of worth. "I love you, Marek." "I love you too, Anna, my beautiful, strong, magnificent Anna." Inside the castle she could hear the last guests saying their goodbyes. Tomorrow would bring new challenges, new people to help, new opportunities to grow. But tonight, in the moonlit garden, surrounded by the herbs she had planted and the love she had cultivated, Anna was exactly where she belonged. She was home, she was valued, she was loved, and she would spend the rest of her life helping other broken souls find their way to the light, just as Marek had helped her find hers. 2 years later, Anna stood in the nursery, rocking her 6-month-old daughter. Little Elizabeth had Marek's grey eyes and Anna's gentle spirit. She was perfect in every way. "Tell me the story again, Mama," said Lucy, the 10-year-old girl they had adopted 6 months earlier. Lucy had been orphaned and left with a twisted spine. No one wanted her, except Anna and Marek. Now Lucy helped in the herb garden and was learning to read. Her spine would always be curved, but her spirit soared straight and strong. "Which story?" Anna asked, settling into the rocking chair with both girls. "The one about the ice heart and the broken bird." Anna smiled. It was Lucy's favorite story, the one Anna told about a count who seemed cold and a girl who thought she was broken, the one that ended with love conquering all. "Once upon a time," Anna began, "there was a girl who believed she was worthless." As she told the story, Anna thought about all the lives that had changed since that terrible night she left her family home. Lord Brandon's daughter, Catherine, had spent a month at the castle. She had learned to walk again with confidence. Now she ran a school for children with injuries and disabilities. A young man named David had come with a scarred face from burns. Anna had taught him that true beauty came from within. He was now married with 2 children and worked as the village blacksmith. 3 sisters had arrived last year, cast out by their stepmother for being too plain. Anna had helped them discover their talents for painting, music, and mathematics. They now ran a successful art school in the nearest large town. The castle had become a haven for the unwanted, the broken. The cast aside, Anna had turned her pain into purpose. "And did they live happily ever after?" Lucy asked, though she knew the answer. "They lived," Anna said, kissing Lucy's forehead, and then baby Elizabeth's, "with great love and purpose and joy. They helped others find their strength. They built a family, not from blood, but from choice and care. Like us," Lucy said with satisfaction. "Like us." Marek appeared in the doorway. His hair had a touch of silver now, but his smile was the same, warm, full of love. "Time for bed, Lucy," he said gently. Lucy kissed Anna and the baby good night, then skipped off to her room. Marek took baby Elizabeth and settled her in her crib. "Another successful story time?" he asked. "She never gets tired of it." "Neither do I." Marek pulled Anna close. "It's a good story, true love overcoming all odds, broken people becoming whole." Anna looked around the nursery, at the cradle Marek had carved by hand, at the quilt the village women had made together, at the flowers Lucy had picked that morning. "Do you think we really lived happily ever after?" she asked. Marek considered this seriously. "I think we lived fully ever after, with all the joy and sadness and challenge and wonder that a full life brings." He was right. Their life wasn't perfect. Baby Elizabeth cried at night. Lucy still had bad days when her back hurt. The village faced problems that needed solving. Anna's legs still ached in cold weather. But they faced it all together, with love, with purpose, with the knowledge that they were valued and valuable. "I have news," Marek said suddenly. "More broken souls to heal." In a way, he smiled mysteriously. "Your family is coming to visit." Anna's breath caught. She hadn't seen them since that terrible visit 2 years ago. "Why?" "Your sister Grace has a daughter now, born with a clubfoot. She's struggling. Your mother wrote to ask if you might have advice." Anna was quiet for a long moment. She thought about the girl she used to be, scared, ashamed, convinced she was worthless because of her imperfect body. She thought about Grace, who had laughed at Anna's limp, who had mocked her struggles. She felt pity and understanding. "When do they arrive?" "Next week. Are you ready for that?" Anna stood up and walked to the window. In the courtyard below, she could see the school Marek had built. Children with various challenges, learning and laughing together. Lucy was teaching a younger boy to braid rope despite his missing fingers. She could see the hospital wing they had added to the castle, where people came for healing of both body and spirit. She could see the village beyond, thriving, happy, full of people who knew their worth. This was the life she had built, the person she had become. "Yes," she said firmly, "I'm ready." She would show Grace what she had learned, that a child's worth had nothing to do with perfect feet or straight spines, that love and acceptance could help anyone learn to soar. She would break the cycle, end the shame, turn pain into healing. Marek came to stand behind her, his arms encircled her waist. "I'm proud of you," he said softly. "For what?" "For becoming the woman you were always meant to be, for helping others do the same." He kissed her neck gently, "For turning our castle into a home, our marriage into a love story, our scars into strength." Anna leaned back against him. Outside, the sun was setting, painting the sky in shades of gold and rose. "Tell me," she said, "do you think the girl I used to be would recognize the woman I am now?" Marek thought about this. "I think she would be amazed, proud, maybe a little scared of your strength." "Good," Anna said with satisfaction. "She should be scared, because the woman I am now would never let anyone treat her the way she was treated, never let anyone convince her she was less than valuable." She turned in his arms, looked up into his beloved face. "The woman I am now knows she deserves love, respect, happiness, and she won't settle for anything less." "The woman you are now," Marek said, kissing her softly, "is the strongest person I know, and I am honored to be loved by her." As night fell over the castle, Anna reflected on her journey, from unwanted daughter to beloved countess, from broken girl to confident healer, from victim to victor. It hadn't been easy. There had been tears and setbacks and moments of doubt. But every struggle had been worth it. Every challenge had made her stronger. Every scar had become a source of wisdom. She was Anna, countess of her own destiny, healer of broken souls, mother to children who needed love, wife to a man who cherished her completely. She was imperfect. She was scarred. She was beautiful. She was whole. And her story was just beginning. In the castle that had once seemed so cold and forbidding, love had taken root and flourished. Anna's love for Marek, their love for their children, their shared love for every broken soul who found refuge in their home. The ice heart had melted completely, the broken bird had learned to fly, and they lived, not happily ever after, which was too simple for real life. They lived fully, deeply, with great purpose and greater love. They lived the kind of life that transforms not just the people living it, but everyone they touch. And in a world that so often tells us we are not enough, their story whispered a different truth. You are valuable, you are worthy, you are loved. And that perhaps is the most powerful magic of all.